right. Looks like we lost Will. Looks like we lost Will.
All right, are you there, Ken?
There he is.
There I am. Are you here? Did I drop out? Did I, or was I never there?
Yeah, no, you dropped out after the intro, and I was wondering, what transpired, but
we've had a few technical hiccups here this morning at the Palatial Harvest Moon Studios.
All good.
So I'm just talking about how we're about to tackle Skeletor today.
Yes.
So how did you finish up with your Man-at-Arms? Were you pretty happy with it in the end?
So Man-at-Arms came out great. As a matter of fact, let me pull that up and maybe I can show it on stream.
Let's do it.
Andrew's here. Welcome, Andrew.
Hey.
Let's pull up Man-at-Arms.
Oh, this is the first time hearing anyone, so we have had a few hiccups today. That's all right. I'm glad you're here, Andrew, and I'm glad you can hear us both now.
Yes.
So both Kenny and I had a few audio issues this morning. That's interesting.
So let's bring this up.
So while you're doing that, Andrew, and anyone else listening and joining us, we are just discussing our little previous journey with Man-at-Arms just today, and we're going to start, I guess, roughing and working out the Skeletor, because that's I'm not going to lie to you, I've had 1,000 thoughts and nothing stuck to me during the week.
Well, believe it or not, there was a gesture that came to mind that that I really enjoyed.
Yes,
right? And I think it's a little more stoic than I'd like, but I think it, like, the way I would frame Skeletor is what I think would really make the piece.
Yes.
So, well, I have it up. If you would assist me in the screen share.
Yes. Here we are.
Switch that over. There he is.
That looks good, man.
Here is
look at
final product of Man-at-Arms.
Did you do more on that?
Say again?
Did you do more work on that?
No.
That looks way more contrasting, like way more impact. Very cool.
I think it might be the scan settings.
Right. Yes.
It might be the scan settings. But yeah, no, I knocked that out. I knocked that out clean on stream.
Yeah,
thanks, Andrew.
Great.
Thank you. It is currently up for sale in the Etsy store. So Wilding Studios on Etsy. It is currently up for grabs, as well as the previous paintings for this art challenge.
Painting for everyone.
Yes.
I've been visiting your Etsy shop quite a bit during the week, actually. I was having a browse. Yeah. And there was some really good stuff on there, man. Really good stuff.
Thank you. I'm trying to do a little more. I'm trying to set up some small production videos. Right. Yep. For each listing.
Yes.
Kind of spruce it up a little bit, generate a little more buzz, a little more interest.
Yep.
Andrew says that guy has some upper body strength to wield that mace. I'm not sure I could lift it, much less swing it. Well, yeah, so Andrew, one of the inside jokes that Will and I have is that the mace kind of looks like the leg off of a piece of furniture, doesn't it?
That's right. The coffee table mace.
The coffee table leg, yes. It's hardcore.
That is, that's edge. That's metal. Is when you're ripping off furniture to attack stuff. Oh, that's next level. I love that. I love it. That's great. You did a great job, man. That's great.
Thank you. How did yours turn out? Did you
Well, listen.
finish? Oh no, you're
No,
already
I did a bit of work. I did a bit of work on it, but I still haven't completed it because there's just so much to it. Like I just keep growing. I'll show you. Hang on, let me bring it over. So this is my one. I still haven't finished the robot in the background, and I've got a bit of noodling to do in his arm on the front there with his little oxygen tank or whatever that is now.
Blow your screen up, Will, so that we can fully appreciate that.
Like that.
Yeah, that looks great.
So it did. Yeah, it took a little bit of time, but it's just building those layers, you know. I'll bring it closer. I don't know if you can see that.
Ooh, yes.
Just finish the background mountains in the background.
Man, that light render is beautiful.
Working on that arm on his knee, thanks, man. And then I squeezed another droid in there. It's got smashed on the head in the corner. Big mallet dent, and then we just got the last hoverbot to go there.
That's gorgeous.
She's got the two hands holding it. I don't think I could even get off the ground with a shoulder pad on. I mean, that's solid. That's like the hubcap on a truck. Like that, you're not going anywhere. You know. But anyway, he was fun. Look, I had fun doing it. I'm ready to wrap him up now.
Yeah.
But I was just kind of during the week, just touching it here and there as I was rolling and trying to get it finished. But it took a little bit of work. I think it's just the green and orange is always tricky for me with gouache.
Yeah.
Especially when I layer it like that, it's you got to do quite a few renderings, a few layers of renderings over the top. But anyway, there you go, Man at Arms. I haven't got him up for sale yet on my Etsy store, but I do have the other three are on there, ready to rock and roll. So
sweet. No, it's fantastic. It's definitely coming together really, really well. Are you gonna do anything light in the background, especially by that flame spark? Kind of
sorry, down here.
Pull it forward. Yeah.
I wasn't planning on it because I've kind of got the mountains going in here. In and he's gonna be quite light because he's further back. True. So I'm pushing it in a little bit, but I think I had to keep stopping myself because I kept going further in. Yeah, I'm going to do a whole picture here, and then it will just be completely different to the rest of the series.
Well, that's the objective, right? We want to push the boundaries a little bit, yeah.
Right. So by the time we get to Castle Grayskull, we're going to be oil painting, folks. I think that's probably.
I'm telling you. For those of you in the audience, you get to watch it all unfold before your very eyes.
Even the audio mistakes.
Indeed
with the audio. All right, so let's put that aside. So let's talk about Skeletor, the man with the plan. Yes. That always fails. So I've been looking in the mini comics books for Skeletor.
Ooh, great.
So I bought this a few years ago, and it's got all of the mini comics that came with the action figures in here, and there's some great images of Skeletor, like. Wow. Just the old Alcala painted sort of renderings of him. So I know we talked a little bit last week about what he's going to look like. I'm going with this kind of image because that freaks me out. I'm going with the glowy eyes. It's really hollow. He's jaggedy old manky teeth. I mean, he's not really the Filmation Skeletor.
Right. That's a great shot.
Yeah, that's great. Isn't it? Look at it peeling back at the steel. So it's really a sinister sort of Skeletor.
Right.
That's what I'm going with. And, there's these Crimson Beastman, early renderings of Beastman. So that's what I'm going to go with because I kind of like the glowy eyes.
Yeah.
In there. And they're kind of really vacant sort of stuff. But that's when he's still sort of super focused on just got to kill He-Man and so just kill him. I was going to kill him and get the sword and sit in an abandoned building. That's my thing. And capturing a girl. Like, why are you so fake? You got blue skin and no face. I mean, what are the possibilities in this relationship? Really?
I think it's face envy.
Is it just collectibles? Is that what we're trying? Like, It's got to get another, another. Oh, what is it? Another trophy? Like, but that's a great. I love that shot. That's great. Great
That's a
perspective.
fantastic shot.
You don't even have
Man,
any lips. You can't even give her a kiss. Like, what are we looking at here, man? Like, as Skeletor, what are we trying to do? And look, early Stratos.
The colors of
Stratos
those
in
images
his,
are so lush.
Stratos in a flesh jumpsuit. That's interesting. Before he went grey. It's bizarre. Anyway, bizarre printing choices. This is before they worked out the lore, I guess, a little bit. But
The
yeah,
image
there you
is
go.
fantastic. What book is that? That's fantastic.
So this book here is the mini comic collection. So these were all the mini comics that came with the action figures in the 80s.
Gotcha.
So it goes through every, like, man, there you go. Go down the trapdoor, Taylor. Look at the stare. Like,
that's
man.
fantastic.
Like,
Ooh, the red eyes.
Good, isn't it? So,
I think I may use that. The red eyes are a nice touch.
There's a power stance. Look at that leg locked in. Look at my thigh. Yes, this is what I do. I'm wearing purple armor and still bearskin, or whatever animal pelt he's wearing. Look, celebrating on his own. See, I love the little tech. A little bit of tech there.
Yeah,
I've got all this tech, but I still got a little wooden ladder. I'm not going to go with implementing an elevator or anything
at all.
No, I'm going to climb that thing, and I'm going to tell you, if I got up that thing, I'd be dead in 5 minutes. I'd fall. That's how they found me in the He-Man universe. Broken.
Indeed.
Oh, man,
with the TV screen.
On his little bit. I'm checking in. My free-to-wear He-Man. Free-to-wear. But still straining. Like, look at the muscle strain while turning the knob. You got to flex it. You got to flex it when watching telly.
Never skipping arm day.
That's right.
Never skips arm day.
Man. See the artwork in these ones are great. Man. How good is that? Look at that.
There you go.
Look at that composition's great, isn't it?
Oof.
How did he get the fingers inside the groove to pull?
Yeah, great question. See, they didn't think it through.
They didn't think it flush. What are these buildings doing?
Evening. Welcome, everybody popping in.
Yeah, so these are great. The old mini comics are great. There's our old boy there, Merman.
Mm-hmm. Still looking off his meds.
Off meds, Merman. Like, still looking like, are you even part of this? Like, you're just hanging around, checking out. Weird stalker Merman.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I highly recommend the mini comics. They're great references.
Yeah.
And so I kind of mix between that and the original toy illustration, which I'll bring up on screen now. There we go.
Ah, the red eyes. Yeah, I think the red eyes might be the way to go for me.
What was the other option? Were you just going to go with the sockets?
Yeah, I was just going to keep the sockets like completely like blank and vacant, but I do like the red eyes. It feels a little more menacing.
Yeah. The blank's kind of creepy as well, isn't it, really? Yeah, to be honest. And I sent you that link during the week of that artist actually painting this same picture, I think he was. It was like this acting figure. Yeah, that turned out really good.
Yes, that was really impressive.
Yeah, Andrew reckons they squeezed in a few extra abs on him. I got to say that left-hand side. Look at that left-hand side. What do we got there? We got
asymmetrical Skeletor.
5, 6, 7, 8. We got a 9-pack of nuggets. There you go. Drive-through. That's the drive-through you want to go through. You get a 9-pack of nuggets. Yeah, it does look a bit odd, doesn't it? Just squeeze another one in.
I'm telling you, they didn't think it through.
Well, you know what?
The flemulates.
We're here to think it through. Well, yeah, we got the flesh amulets going again. I'm even thinking I'm going to go with it. I'm going to go with that.
Go for it.
I'm going to do the flemulates.
Yeah.
Might make a part of his skin or bone or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell me the story, Kenny. What are you thinking?
The gesture that I'm going to go with is one that, well, I'll do it like dark so that everyone in the stream can see it. So what I'm thinking about doing is going with a very open stance, right?
Yeah.
So this is his head here, right? Have the shoulders kind of high on him,
Right.
right? And give him this gesture that feels like he's walking towards you,
Nice.
right? But with his arms extended, like outward,
Yeah.
in almost like a crucifix kind of gesture,
Nice.
right? And let me move this light away so you guys can see that a little better. It's something like this, right? So that we can bring that leg forward, giving him the like that slow stroll as he walks into a room.
Yeah.
Have the head dropped low a bit, right? So that in his face we're seeing him look at the viewer from the edge of the hood,
Nice. Yep.
right? And then have the staff in one hand, and I'm thinking of framing him with like say a vortex behind him,
Oh, that's cool.
right? So that we get like a nice strong light source, but then there's like the ethereal sort of like magic.
Yeah. Because he did use portals a fair bit, didn't he?
He did. So
Like
that's what
he
I'm
didn't have a
thinking.
vehicle. Although he had a panther,
He
but
did. He did
he did.
use Panther.
Yeah.
Uh, but that's what I'm thinking, so that this way we get a nice full view of the body. The vortex serves as my framing, right? And it'll lend itself to using a lot of cold colors.
Yeah.
Because in the vortex I could use a lot of
Yep.
greens and turquoise, right? And then I think that'll kind of push him forward with all the blues and purples.
Yeah. Nice.
Give him
So
kind of this
you're
Grim
and you're
Reaper.
starting your sword or staff. It looks like you got your staff rocking there.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do the staff. I think I'm gonna do
Yeah.
the staff
Yeah.
because the staff is really cool looking with with
The ram set.
the
Yeah.
ram head. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. That's cool, man.
yeah. We can see your chats. We can see your chats, but we're kind of chatting.
We're in the middle of something.
Yeah.
All right. So I was thinking of squeezing in the castles, not the castle itself, but some of the stonework in there somewhere. So I did debate whether having I did debate sort of having him sort of involved with the throne itself, like he's
Right.
like leaning forward like he was, kind of creepy.
Ooh, kind of like that ending scene in Conan.
Yeah, yes. Like King
That could be
Conan.
cool. That
Yeah.
would be cool.
So I thought of that, I thought, am I going to sort of is it looking too still again? But I kind of thought with that funky throne, like with the weird sort of patterns and star shapes on it, I
Right.
thought that would be interesting, I reckon. But I don't know, what do you think?
Man, I think that would be cool.
Yeah.
But like how would you gesture his hands? Like how would you pose his hands?
Yeah, see, that's the thing is that I love that ramp stuff. It was my favorite part about him when I was a kid. I was like, what is this? What's this all about? But I mean, you could. That's the thing is if he's on the throne leaning forward, you're going to have him holding the staff, and it might get a bit too much.
Unless you like say bring the staff forward and
Yeah.
then have his chin resting in his opposing hand.
Yes. Yep.
So it feels a little like stoic, right?
Yep.
Like a ruler, if you will, very Games of Thrones.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good idea.
So, Gamer Girl, I can see your chats. It's just we're in the middle of a live art stream. So what you could do is on the bottom of the screen, right? Those are our Instagram handles. So if you want, you could drop your Discord link
You could drop it in the chat, or you could DM us directly on the IG handles.
Good idea.
Yes.
So the other idea was maybe have him sort of slinking around a corner almost creepily,
Right.
in the castle. You know, where sort of you had the, you know, the gesture of the hand sort of, you know, up against the wall. You know, like it's
Okay.
with the claws. You know, as he's sort of
Ah,
leaning around the corner.
right.
Something just thought something a little bit different. You know, where, you know, maybe he's leaning forward and meh.
What's going
That's gonna
on?
be the sound. That's gonna be the sound effect for Skeletor from now on. I like to imagine he's just doing that noise on his own, just in that, as he's tuning in that television.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think the throne's the go. I think I'm gonna go with the throne. I think the throne's gonna have a little bit of impact.
Yeah.
But that could be, you know, 15 years later I finish Skeletor. You know, like it's.
Ooh, I see where you're going with it. I kind of like the wall.
Yeah,
I kind of like it.
it's just different. You know, like
because that claw, I really like that claw.
yeah, like as he's kind of a real sort of focus on that, and because he's not, I wouldn't say he's a courageous character. Like he doesn't. I'm not going to give him a hero stance like Man at Arms or He-Man.
Right.
Yeah.
Does he put those claws on his feet, or do they lay flat?
I don't know. He's got some solid toenails happening. Like,
yeah.
See?
I mean, well in the show he wasn't barefoot.
That's right.
In the show he had boots. Yeah. Thank you, Gamer Girl. We appreciate that. So once the stream is over and you know, I look at the notes and so forth, I'll give you a follow back, and you know, we'll be in touch. I'll take a look at your stuff.
Yeah, so he had the felt top boots, didn't he? In the filmation.
Yes.
Yeah.
He had the purple Uggs.
Yeah. While he's rocking a bit of the animal pelt under his little metal Legionnaire skirt happening there too, right?
That's true.
So I can see them sort of peeking out. It's like they still went, even though he's a villain, he still went on point with his outfit.
There you go. He's very coordinated.
Yeah. All right, so let's do it then.
Yeah,
do it.
So I'm going to sort of move my lamp away so that you guys can kind of see my blue pencil. Just bear with me. It's part of my process to render my composition with blue pencil. But it helps me. It helps me, you know, with the end product. Like the end product will look a lot cleaner. I'm gonna bring this leg a bit forward. So how's the week been, Will?
It's been pretty productive actually. I've had some good sort of progress with different things, different projects. I can't sort of talk about too much on air about, but yeah, it's been good. I've had a little bit of publishing movement, which has been nice, and
very nice.
Made some nice art sales this week, so it's been a good week. Like and I've had time to sort of touch base and get some of this other stuff done, and finish. You know, get Man at Arms to the 90% point anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But hopefully we'll get that up on the Etsy shop pretty soon. But yeah, it's been pretty good. How about you?
Very productive. Very productive. I'm working through the Dynamite stuff.
Yeah, nice.
Right? It's going to be due to be sent back in about a week or so. I sent back. I'll do like, you know, behind the scenes, but I sent back the Marvel set. I got to show you how that came out. That
yeah,
man,
probably
some of my best stuff. Right.
Nice.
And I did reach out to them.
Yeah.
I did reach out to them, and I spoke to them about you. right?
Oh,
So my
so
point
that
of
guy
contact, yeah.
restraining order pending.
No, I spoke to my point of contact, regarding what we discussed like last week,
Yeah,
and
nice.
he saw your stuff. They were very impressed. So
Very cool. Thank you.
they may tap you, right, in the pool of artists for future sets. He told me that he was going to reach out to the powers that be
Nice.
and
Thank
see if
you.
they can get you on a set soon.
Love that. Appreciate that.
Well, one hand washes the other. Yeah,
Yes, sir. Rising tide.
that's right.
So I'm driving on this pose now. The more I'm sort of doing it, the more I'm enjoying it. Something a bit
Yeah,
weird. And I think I'm going to do him maybe looking up.
Looking
That could be the last thing I ever do.
Mm.
It could be the end of me.
Andrew
Looking
says,
up,
"Are
you
you doing
say,
covers,
and then
books
all
for
in.
Dynamite? They have a lot of books coming out." So, Andrew, what I'm doing for Dynamite are a set of sketch cards, right? So, currently, I mean, it's not a huge secret, but currently I'm working on a set of sketch cards for Dynamite that's themed after the Puppet Master IP, right? And soon this has been confirmed, um with the, I believe it's the 40th anniversary of Transformers. I'm going to be doing a set of Transformers for them as well.
How time flies, eh?
I'm telling you.
It's crazy. Even this year is just flowing past. Like I just can't believe
Oof,
it.
we're on the tail end of Q1.
Right.
We're on the tail end of Q1. So oof,
Yeah.
before you know it, it'll be fall.
Yeah.
Nice. I know Full Moon used to release their own comics, but I don't think they had wide distribution. Yeah, I don't think so either. But the good thing is that there's a lot more indie guys, out there. Which is one of the reasons why I tend to work more so with independent publishers, to kind of keep it in the community. But every so often, I'm a mercenary, dude. Every so often, I'll do something for one of the big guys.
He's Boba Fett. He's the Boba
Yes.
Fett of the comics industry.
Well, younger Boba Fett.
So if you're
Younger
Boba Fett, that would make me Dengar.
They
Hammered, clumsy, wrapped in bandages. Clearly had a lot of accidents. Maybe not very successful at what I do, but still standing there on the Star Destroyer, just chilling out.
That you know what that would probably explain why the clones were so bad at aiming. You think? Didn't they use Django as the template?
Yeah, they used Boba's dad, Django.
Yeah.
Yeah, they used his DNA to yeah, obviously.
So Andrew, yeah, I didn't know it either. Yeah, I didn't know it either. So, I mean, I think that it's.
Is it a new thing, Kenny?
I believe so. I believe
Yeah,
so.
right.
'Cause
They're
right up
tapping
until
in. They know.
right up
They know.
until the beginning of this year. Right up until the beginning of this year, to my knowledge, the only ones that were doing like comic oriented sketch cards were, Upper Deck, obviously Marvel, Skybox had dipped a toe in it with the Star Wars IP. Tops does a few, but I think Tops like really sticks to a lot of the Star Wars stuff.
Yeah, they've always done Star Wars, even when we were kids. You know, it was
Yeah.
always the tops collector cards. But they do mostly they do a lot of sporting. I think they do. Do they do the AEW wrestling too? I think maybe they.
I think
they do.
so. I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. But Dynamite as of late has gone into a lot of the movie properties, the movie
Yes.
IPs, a lot of the nostalgia properties.
Yeah. Oh, Andrew's going to do a bit of side promoting with the brick and mortars.
Oh yeah. I mean, because as it stands right now, like for example, the sketch cards, just based off of like some of the people that have reached out that have like actually pulled some of my cards from the Marvel sets. They're only available during in like hobby shops, like where you could buy like card packs.
Nice.
So, yeah, dude, like if you can talk to your LCS and see about getting them in store, that would be great. Because up to this point, I've only seen my stuff on eBay, right? Because it's always great when you're kind of minding your own business and you see your art out in the wild.
Walks past in the tundra.
You know,
Man. Just looks vacantly at you. Man. It keeps walking. Like those videos when you see the man reunites with the grizzly bear that he raised. And like there's a moment of I'm gonna eat you, but then that's right, I remember you. And then they're friends again. That's you in the art. There's a quick look over like, then it keeps walking. Recognition.
Absolutely.
Like we were together, but now I'm on my own.
Andrew says on their website now, Starlin's Dreadstar has a box set of trading cards.
Right.
I might have to send that to my buddy. Oh, very nice. You do any Marvel sketch cards?
I do tons of Marvel sketch cards. I've been doing sketch cards. I've been doing Marvel sketch cards.
You are Marvel sketch cards. You are the Marvel sketch cards.
No. But I've been doing Marvel sketch cards since, man, I think like coming out of the pandemic. So I've up to date. I think I've been on about, I want to say 15 sets.
You're like the George Perez of Marvel sketch cards. You're like getting every character you can do.
I really do though. I really do. And I like doing like deep cut characters, right? So that it's not like everybody does Captain America, everybody does Spider-Man. I like to do like characters
Soviet
that
super
get
soldiers.
a lot of shine.
Yeah, weird ones. Yeah.
That like for this last set, it's for the Marvel Premiere e-pack. I did nothing but mutants.
Nice.
So like for like the larger number stuff, it was all like characters from Generation X, right? And then I did on I think the 3-panel cards, I did Midnight Suns, members of the Midnight Suns crew. And for the oversized ones, the 5x7s, I did a Daredevil and an Iron Fist that I'm really, really proud of. Right. And then for the 4-panel ones, I did a Namor and an Incredible Hulk.
Nice.
Right? To as a callback to the OG Defenders.
Yes.
Right? Dre Studio says, what sets?
So I think my very, very first set was Marvel Anime, right? Those are like super rare right now. I think I seen the last time I seen the Marvel Anime stuff in circulation had to have been maybe 2 years ago. The production year was the year prior. I was on Marvel Anime. I was on Marvel Allure, Marvel Beginnings. Like 4 or 5 runs of Marvel Premiere. Uh, Spider-Man, Metal Universe, and shoot, there was one more. It's on the tip of my tongue, man. Was it Allure? No, I said Allure, Beginnings, Anime.
That's a lot of work. You've done a lot of work.
Ages, Marvel Ages, and you know they were big sets. They were real big sets. That I think my favorite set to have worked on was definitely Premiere because that card set, the stock of that card, those cards were like thick. They almost felt like wall tiles that you would hang that
Wow.
you would like put in your bathroom, right?
That's
Heavy.
cool, huh?
No, they were heavy. So you know it was definitely made for you to like really lean into it with uh like paint or gouache or like a
Yeah.
very dense medium, you
We love
know.
that. We love
Oh,
that.
absolutely. So I really went in on those. But yeah, I've been on a bunch of sets like that, and that's just the Marvel stuff. I've done other stuff for Upper Deck that are outside of the scope of comics.
Yeah, nice.
Oh, absolutely. The card stock on Premieres, ooh, that chef's kiss. Chef's kiss.
Always love that saying. The chef's kiss.
Same.
Chef again? Trying to work. Oh, hey, we got a good
Working
question.
HR.
Yes.
Oh, kiss.
It's just a
So
soup.
Andrew says, what size is the original art for the cards? Do they crop them or do they use the full image? So when it comes to the mass produced cards, right? So like the ones that are already like printed, right? That aren't like original artworks. I would imagine that those are done bigger and then they're like scaled down to a trading card size. Right. But when it comes to the sketch cards, nah, dude, we're drawing on the 2.5 by 3.5 card. So each trading card is like a mini piece of art. You know what I mean? That's always going to be a one off. It's never like reproduced. So like when you get the card pack, they're dropped in the card. They're dropped in the packs at random. So when you pull the card, or rather the pack, you're guaranteed at least one original piece of artwork from an artist that they've invited to work on the set.
That's cool.
Yeah, that I've had people reach out to me from like the West Coast, Canada, because obviously they're gonna mark it on the packaging, like who was your artist for the original sketch card, right? So I've had people find me on Instagram and like say, dude, I just pulled your Thanos, or actually somebody on Whatnot pulled one of my Spider-Man cards from Falcon and the Winter Soldier. The
Nice.
work that I did on Falcon and the Winter Soldier set. So it's definitely a good feeling, and you know, um, definitely worth the money that you would put down on like a big box set, because you're guaranteed a few pulls of some original work.
So they're kind of randomly scattered throughout the printed ones, aren't they?
Yeah, like you'll get like some foil cards. You'll get like your standard mass produced cards, right? That are already pre-printed with
Yeah.
some artwork on it. Or
I think you did the
like some of the
Skeletor
movie
voice.
scenes.
I thought she just went meh, meh. I thought, what? You threw me off for a second. You just become part of our normal vernacular now. Oh my god.
Oh man.
Been a
I
long
feel like
week.
this is gonna carry. It's gonna carry over, and Melissa's gonna ask me to take out the trash, and I'm gonna say, "Meh," right?
I'll be watching TV and the kids will go, Dad, and I go, man. Are you just going to watch the Royal Rumble for 3 hours? Man. Sorry, I interrupted you there. You just threw me off.
No, you're good. You're good. You know what? And actually, in retrospect, I think I might cut this foot off.
Oh, that's bold.
So that it appears like he's stepping out of the portal.
Yes. What about if you did like where he's like lurching forward, like having the leg go back?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, like back up, like right back.
This leg is a bit more pronounced, right?
Yes.
Because my curves are going upward, where this one the curves are like going back. They're going down.
Nice.
So
yeah.
So we get the sensation that he's stepping out of this portal.
Very cool. And you got your center of gravity running from the throat right down to his heel.
Yes, it's going straight down.
Yeah, very cool.
Let me raise this up a bit so we can see the whole thing.
You're going to get that nice sort of hip movement there on his left there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna. This part is popping forward here.
Yeah. Very cool. You could almost give him that sort of John Wayne sort of gun belt swagger where the belt sort of
exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I had in mind.
As that hip lifts, it just slips down on the left, or just get on horses, that kind of as he's walking forward. Very cool.
And we get that subtle twist in the abdomen.
Yes. Subtle twist. You get this sort of David Finch rib cage happening there at the top, and
yep.
Because he loves doing those rib cages. He's good at them. He's good at those rib cages.
That he does.
I do love David Finch.
He's got a way of like using shadow and light in such a way that's it's really impressive. It gives the art such drama.
That's why he's so good at these Batmans, isn't he? Like they just have that real sort of dark. You can feel it's midnight even if it's just a black and white drawing.
Absolutely. That and his Moon Knight, very impressive.
Yeah. I do like David Finch. I'd like him as a person. He just seems pretty humble and just willing to learn. I like that. That's a great attitude.
Oh, and it's people like that tend to go far.
It's people like that that give you real hope in the industry. You think, well, there's such good artists out there that are just good people.
Absolutely. Just bear with me, guys. If I pause for a little bit, it's because I'm pulling a visual reference.
Yes.
I want to get that his chest plate.
And let's not forget too, we've got our giveaway this week too. Forgot all about that for a second.
That is correct.
We got a giveaway, and I was just thinking too, like this isn't the only Skeletor we're doing. We're doing the we've got our battle armor Skeletor coming out.
Mm-hmm. That one's gonna be
So we're giving away a Man-at-Arms.
The headshot?
How would you say? Yeah, a headshot sort of study. We'll call it a study.
Yeah.
Man-at-Arms study I did on some brown paper. And
a custom sketch card from me.
There you go. It's, just trying to get this sort of perspective happening on our little old boy Skeletor's head here.
Yeah. So before we're done with the stream today, we invite you guys to stick around and hang out, and we'll do the giveaway before we call it.
You got it. Sounds good. All right. So I'm just what I'm doing on these cheap. I tend to render my drawings as much as I can, only because I like all the thinking to be done early in terms of proportion and detail, and that way when I get to the paint point, I'm just, you know what, paint's enough to worry about in itself. You don't need to be worrying about how am I going to, you know what I mean? I don't know about you, but when I start moving that liquid around the page, it's a battle. We're at war with each other, trying to push and pull. Some people like to get romantic because that's just like a dance. No, to me, I'm at war. Like, I mean, we are fighting. I'm losing, I'm winning. It's a tussle. It's awkward. It's itchy. We're rolling around in the dirt. You know, like those old westerns where they're rolling around under a horse's legs. And everyone's angry and sore and a cut lip and their wig's coming off. You know, like it's like that.
Like you need a drink of water after watching the scene.
Yes, out of the trough with the big, or the barrel with the big ladle. And I used to think that water would be so warm, like yuck.
Oh, absolutely.
There'd be stuff living in it. You know, I don't know. We're too delicate, aren't we? But yeah, we're all the cowboys. So yeah, so I like to get the drawing part, doing all my heavy lifting for me because the paint's a big enough worry for me as it is. How jacked up are you doing his teeth, by the way? Are you gonna go manky like the old OG mini comic, or are you gonna go some more clean, almost like the toy?
No. I'm gonna go like mini comic. So like I'm gonna like emphasize like the bones in his toes, right?
Right.
So it feels like it's a creature.
Yeah. Rather than old Keldor, is that what you're saying? Keldor from ex-royal blood.
Yeah.
With weird. Because to me, Skeletor was just a weird dude. And in the mini comic, there were many Skeletors. In the mini comic, he came through a portal, and they used to travel. Like there were people, and they all had the purple outfits, and it was bizarre. Yeah, I'll see if I can find a reference for you for a second. Yeah, he's like travel through time, doing his thing. But that was back in the days when Sorcerer was green as well. Like, she was the green goddess, or whatever she was. They called her later.
Yeah,
as you do. And that was also the days when He-Man was from a barbarian tribe, you know, and got given his armor. There we go. Look at this. See?
So back when things made sense.
Many
dudes.
Wow.
Oh.
Man. Look at those jacked up little numbers. Just got the 1,000-yard stare. Oh, what's Andrew saying? Over here, the green goddess is a type of salad dressing. All right. That's what I'm talking about.
Very nice.
Yeah, I do love the lore of the mini comics. Oh, look at that panel. That's great. Look at that.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
There's your gear.
Man, that's very ERB, isn't it?
Yeah, and he's got a lot. Yeah, man, maybe. I don't know. Does it come in blue? I don't know. Like, look at that.
Is that all you're going to offer me? A trash can lid as a shield?
I just killed this purple dude with like those. How did the mouth even close with those teeth? Like, but killed this purple guy, and you can't offer me some pants around. He got some boots. He got some boots. Look at the sword though. A little,
nice.
I'm gonna give you a little Skyrim sword there, and you get a spear, and you get your battle axe. I gotta love the battle axe. Can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. That was always my choice out of the sword, was a battle axe. We hardly saw that in the cartoon. I don't think we ever saw that in the cartoon.
The battle axe, hardly ever. No.
I don't remember seeing it.
No, the big selling point was the sword.
Yeah. Indeed.
The big selling point was definitely.
So we've got a few people in the room right now with us, Kenny.
Yes. So, welcome everyone. If you guys are on our stateside, good evening. If you're down under, good morning. We are working through the current art challenge of Masters of the Universe. So we are on character number 5, if I'm not mistaken. The previous character was the previous character was Man at Arms. So we are 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we are on the top row. Character number 5, Skeletor. Previously was Man at Arms.
Yes. And
So,
Stratos is next, then Tila. Tila's going to be an interesting one to do.
Yes, that's going to be a great one because I think that one's like that. That'll be full on pinup.
Yes. Yep.
A
little bit of Red Sonja action happening there.
Absolutely. I think I may kind of mix it up with a little bit of with maybe a firearm, a laser gun in that one.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
As Duncan's daughter, Chris Borman is in the room. Welcome, Chris.
Borman.
Hey guys, I'm only logging in for a few minutes because I had to go back to work for a broken water pipe. Hopefully you still be on when I finish. Chris, you've been here many a Friday, Saturday morning. You know how long we go. You know how long we go. Especially if it goes off the rail. Especially if it goes off the rail.
We've been pretty well behaved today. We have not really gone. Like last week, we drove off the road at high speed, like straight away. Like there was no.
Absolutely.
We were off the bridge and shifting gears like last week. That's how quick it was.
Absolutely. We didn't waste any time.
This week's a lot of man. Yeah. So hopefully you do join us back, Chris. Yeah. Good luck with the water pipe. That's messy.
Yeah, man. That sucks. So I'm gonna open his hand here. So it feels like he's taking all challengers.
Right. Is this what you want? Is this what you want? I'm coming.
Yeah. Is this what you want? Yeah.
It's go time. It's like the big guy at a blood sport. What was his name? Chun Li.
Yeah. Bolo.
Bolo Young. Yeah.
Bolo,
like when he's walking around, like he did a little nipple flex, like boop, 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 boop. He's looking, brick not hit back. Like, like you got the Bolo Young walk going. Let's go. Skinny little Van Damme. Let's do it. Let's do this. I'm ready.
Those moves are so good.
I flex when I operate a television. Like I'm not mucking around.
Not at all. Not at all.
This is the real deal. Unless I start losing, then I'm using the portal. But until then, this could be the end of you. I did love that he always had an escape plan. Like he kind of expected that this wasn't going to go well. Like one of my dudes is going to have to die or get captured or get beaten to death nearly, but I've got to get out. Like, why did they keep coming back to him? They keep coming back. He was just like the master manipulator.
He really was.
Yeah.
That was what I liked about the Kevin Smith iteration. Like he came off a little more formidable.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. Like he like I don't know. I think it was part of the formula in the 80s to make villains
goofy,
feel kind of goofy and oafish, right?
Well, they weren't allowed in terms of censorship to make him scary, were they? Like for Saturday morning.
You know what? You're right. And it was something that sort of like carried over for a lot of IPs. Like if you look at the old Spider-Man cartoon show from the 90s.
Yes.
Not even the 80s, from the 90s, which was written like it was basically like the Ditko run.
Right. It was straight out of the comics. They had Venom, had all of it. It was all the stories. Yeah.
Absolutely. Even the team up, the team up episodes, the I forgot how they worded it. Was it the It was the phrasing when he was turning into the spider. It was
Right.
like an 8-part. It was like an 8-part like saga, right?
Yeah.
When he was turning into the giant spider. In any case, I'm digressing. But like even in that show, if you notice, Spider-Man never punched anybody.
Right. He just whipped all the time.
Right. He would throw things at the villains,
Right.
right? But he never came in contact with them.
Yeah.
And I think it was part of the clause, right? That Spider-Man wasn't allowed to like outwardly be violent with
Right.
anyone.
Yeah. Right. Okay. That's disappointing, though, isn't it?
It is.
I can see why the RoboCop and the Conan show never really took off.
Yes.
Because the whole thing is around Ed 209 blowing apart everyone.
I remember the Conan run. Yes.
Yeah.
That was that's like peak
Yeah.
80s cheese right there.
80s and 90s, wasn't it? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Let me get a quick little reference here on the ram head. So the ram head has kind of like a hamster overbite.
Yeah.
It's kind of a hamster overbite.
Capybara head. The capybara stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, I just need Beastman to go, hey, that's not a ram. That's a capybara.
It's a capybara with horns.
I know my beasts.
I'm the man.
You need to go in the pit.
Yeah. All right. So now I think pretty soon I'll be ready to jump into like some clean pencils. So for those of you that are watching the stream and like your eyes are like killing you trying to make out what I'm drawing.
Like what is
just
random?
This is just a part of my process, right? So that in the end, when all the color renders are in and so forth, a lot of this blue line just it basically disappears. You never see it again. So this allows me to resolve a lot of my problem solving, right? And be as sketchy as I want without worrying about the art getting muddy.
Nice.
I'm seeing that even in the show he didn't have the gauntlets.
No. Well, even the mini comic, look at this. The mini comic, bare forearms.
Oh, bare arms.
But I do love, like I was looking at the original illustration, it's actually part of his skin. Look at that coming out of his arm.
That is kind of cool. That is cool.
Yeah, I'm using it. I'm going with that. He didn't need gauntlets because he had this funky sort of arm action happening there.
Yeah. I think I may keep his arms bare. I'm gonna keep the theme going where I'm borrowing from all of the iterations.
Nice. I think you kind of got her. Like, I mean, there's so many cool sort of alterations. You can't ignore them.
Oh, man, I forgot he had a cape.
Did he?
When did he have a cape? Well, in the show, he was mostly without it.
Right.
But there's versions where he's got a cape.
Yeah. Are you going to go with the cape?
Nah, I like him capeless.
Yeah. I like this one here. Like, check this out. He's sitting on the throne with a little blankie over the lap.
It's cold. It's cold in the chambers.
He's got his Kenny Calderon original fan art on the wall next to him. The eagle with the that's right. It's all right, man. And one candle. The sword looks a little bit out of whack there, doesn't it? The sword
does.
looks a bit. Man, this is like cheese cutter. Like I'm just cutting bits of cheese.
More
Well,
wine.
I'm watching Royal Rumble. I love it all. That's a big party blanket on the ground. Good work on the drapery, though. The drapery work.
It really is. They rendered that beautifully.
Yeah, he worked on that for a bit, I could tell. Then, but not so much on the shield. I'm just going to chuck the shield up there.
Yeah.
Afterthought shield. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I love those mini comics. But man, the little blankie.
It's cold in the chambers.
It's rough in Castle Grayskull.
Yeah.
You know, because these arthritic little bones. That's what happens, folks. That's what happens in Eternia. Be careful.
When the sun goes down.
Yes, you need a blankie.
You need a blankie.
Never thought that maybe if you can light a candle, maybe you light a cauldron or something, like get a fire going in there. Like, I don't know.
True.
You haven't got any magic that can make fire. Like, come on. You can make a portal, but you can't have a mystical heat device. Do you know what I mean? Like, come on, man.
Like a lantern, perhaps?
Read another book.
You know?
Expand. Walk around the block. Get better. Be better. Come on.
You got your fancy view screens to stock He-Man, but
you got your weird TV with the dials and a stick ladder, and I don't know. It just makes no sense.
of which, I gotta ask. How is he magically getting that image into the TV screen?
I know.
Without any drones, satellites?
Right. So who's taking the footage? Is it just a big zoom in?
You know what I mean?
I don't get it. But back then, we didn't explain stuff like that in the 80s. Remember, like, how many movies did we watch where someone hacked into, like, NASA's rockets?
Mm-hmm.
What? How did you do that? With the phone modem? With a phone modem? Did you do that with a phone modem? Because I'm pretty sure my Commodore 64 couldn't do that.
No.
Or my Atari. I don't think my Atari could do that.
Oof. Atari was rough.
Rough on the hands.
Atari
RSI playing Space Invaders.
Atari was rough. I did enjoy Space Invaders, though.
You didn't?
I did enjoy Space Invaders.
Yes, that was my dad's. My dad loved Space Invaders. Like when games started evolving, my dad couldn't cut. It just got too real for him.
I believe it.
It was just too much. He couldn't do it. His legs were flying around the room. God help him.
Jerking the controller, trying to get the character to jump on the platform.
He would jump. He'd move around a corner when he's trying to look around a corner. Like, what are you, Dad? Dad?
He's looking around the TV.
He would. He'd be leaning. Dad, you don't have to lean. You just have to use a controller. Like, God help him. Like, imagine him playing like Battlefield or Call of Duty. Like, Dad wouldn't. I don't think he'd know what to do. He'd start marching on like our Memorial Days. That's what would happen. I was there. I was really there.
I was there. I've seen things.
I've seen things. At the lunch afterwards, just there reflecting on his stories.
There I was,
my buddy,
pinned down beneath a flaming car.
He's one of the guys at a Predator, He's Jesse the Body Ventura. Me and Dutch both got one.
And there I was, pinned down by a sniper by the name of Poon Tappa TX.
Oh.
Poon Tappa didn't count on my flashbang.
Got become a real war. Maybe is that the future? Is that the future for our a new generation of kids of war? It's the actual games. There I was in the jungle wearing my Ninja Turtle skin, and not gonna lie, things went bad.
Oh man, the Ninja Turtle skin. Nice. Oh, that's awesome.
Well, we're down to one viewer. That's what happens, folks. We just hit it right off.
I mean, I will say that with the Atari though, like my go-to games was definitely Space Invaders,
Yes.
Asteroid.
Yeah, Asteroid was good.
Asteroid was great. And Qbert.
Oh, really?
Qbert, the little orange, little orange
No
furry
arms.
thing with the sneakers
It
that
just
would
had
jump
legs and
around
no
the pyramid.
arms. Had that weird nose thing too. Like, what's the deal?
Yeah,
with
it
that?
was kind of like a snork, but
Yeah,
like with the
but on his
snork
face.
on his face.
Yeah, like he was like they were like the Qbert off-brand Qbert, weren't they? Because he came out before Snork.
True. Yes. And man, I'm pretty sure you remember this, but like, did you notice that like in the 80s, if it was popular, it was bound to get like a breakfast cereal?
Yes. Yep. Well, I remember
Everyone.
having a Star Wars one. You know, when you could
I remember the
cut,
Star Wars one.
cut out Luke Skywalker's weird face and run around the house scaring your mom. Like,
Yeah.
oh, nothing like a 2-foot Mark Hamill running around the corner, is there? Ah, what are you doing with the empty eyes?
Everything had a breakfast cereal in the 80s.
Yes.
I remember the Mr. T breakfast cereal.
Yes.
Right? Where
you
it
could
was
read the stuff on the back. Yeah.
Yeah, it was basically Captain Crunch, but like all the bits were T's. Right? Were letter T's. Right? And I don't know if you remember, it actually came out in the Pee Wee Herman movie, the Pee Wee's Big Adventure.
Yeah.
Where they do the whole sequence with like the machine like making breakfast and the machine pours the cereal. And he goes, I pity the fool, don't eat my cereal, right? He does the whole thing.
Yeah.
But do you remember the Nintendo cereal?
No, I don't remember that.
So the Nintendo cereal was the first cereal that like I remember in the 80s having two kinds of cereal in one box.
Whoa, that's just mixing it up too much.
Yes, because one half of the box was themed after Mario Brothers. Right? So the Mario Brother half was basically like Fruity Pebbles. Right? Like the way it tasted, it was basically Fruity Pebbles. Right? And it had the bits looked like Mario, but like from the original Mario platformer with like where like you would run to the right and then you would appear on the left.
Right. Yes.
Right. The original Mario Brothers, not like Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
So then the other half of the cereal was themed after The Legend of Zelda.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
And that one had bits.
Not the Gianni sisters. Not to be confused with Gianni sisters.
No.
Yeah.
That one was themed after The Legend of Zelda, and that one had like marshmallow shields in it.
Oh. And that's how we started our day, folks. Like ripped on sugar. Ripped. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Jacked.
Ready to like jump trash cans in our Evil Knievel big wheel.
Yes.
You know.
ride 8 kilometers away, and no one knew. No, they just thought we were around the block, but 8 k's away doing something crazy.
Absolutely. I think I had the majority of my injuries back, during the
Because of,
weekends in the
because of
80s.
Mario Brothers. I blame Mario Brothers.
Shoot, I blame the Dukes of Hazzard. I blame Knight Rider.
I blame Chips.
Yeah, Chips. Yes. Chips.
And the Fall Guy. And blame all of that.
Yes. The $1 million man and
Yes. Not even the 6 million. We're just going with one. Just 1 million. Not even the $6 million man. We're just going to go with 1 million. That's it.
Just one.
It was budget. The budget $1 million man.
We can make him better.
Yes. It's Ted DiBiase. It's not actually.
Yes.
It's not even Steve.
It's not Steve Austin. It's just Ted.
We can make him better. That's insulting. Like
we have.
What if you said I was already pretty good? What do you mean better? Like we can make you better, but I was good. No.
No.
You were okay. Like you were maybe $100,000 man before. Now we're $20 man. Now we're looking at real money.
We're investing in you.
$6 million we're putting in you,
making you better.
Just the voice alone.
Oh man, that eye looks a little wonky. Let's bring that eye closer. So I'm done rendering my composition. So right now what I'm doing is I'm just going to finalize a lot of the lines that I've scratched into the piece. And as I go, I'll start adding some details, right? That'll serve as like my placeholders for when I start doing my flats with the paint.
Yes.
So I like the idea of making Skeletor feel kind of menacing as he steps through this portal. So I'm going to open his jaw.
Meh.
Exactly.
Yes, I've done an open jaw.
Giving you the meh.
Yeah.
Right. Skulls were always like a tricky thing for me to draw.
Were they?
Yeah.
They're an easy one to sort of implant your own ideas on, I guess. It can sometimes be a trap with drawing.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it this kind of shaped cheekbones, and then suddenly you're all out of whack.
No. It wasn't until who was it that I saw? I think it was I think it was in my 20s that I was able to like draw a very convincing skull.
Yeah, right.
My skulls prior to that were atrocious, erroneous, if you will,
erroneous claim. Saving me. Hilarious.
Where's Yvette tonight?
Yes. No, Sean Yvette.
Ah.
Our local librarian researcher is not here.
I know.
It's distressing.
Hoping she is okay.
Yeah.
Also, on a more somber note, Akira Toriyama has passed away. Akira Toriyama, if you're not familiar, is the creator of the Dragon Ball franchise.
Oh, I did not know this.
Yes, Akira Toriyama passed away March 1st at the age of 68.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So
was it natural causes or something?
That information hasn't been released yet.
Right.
But they only released the information yesterday here in the States.
Right.
So, I would
Tragic.
imagine that the family wanted, some privacy
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
regard to his passing. And I know that he was also involved in the production to a follow-up season to Dragon Ball Super.
Oh.
Uh, Although I know that he wasn't very involved with a lot of the, I guess, art and production on that end,
Yeah.
but he was definitely approving a lot of the designs and like story beats.
Right. So he's involved. Yes. Like a
Yeah.
consultant. Yeah.
But condolences and thoughts and prayers out to the Toriyama family.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Because he was definitely, well, Dragon Ball as a whole, I think for something like 3 decades, like had a lot of the I think what, like 2 3 generations, like in a chokehold.
Right. And I remember when the cartoon came out, I thought, oh, this isn't going to last. It was like, what is this? I think it was right on the heels of, we got it out here on the heels of Pokemon. And
Oh, okay, yeah.
I thought, oh, I don't know, this feels like a bit of a wave,
Hmm.
but it's held on. It held on for years. It still is. Like, kids know it. Like, I have kids in my class that know it. They
Yeah.
don't, some things they don't know anything about, but they know the characters, Some things are like, I don't even know how to breathe properly. But yes, I know the character, I'll admit I'm pretty ignorant when it comes to Dragon Ball Z. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
same with Yu-Gi-Oh. I was kind of at that age where I was sort of moving out of that for a bit.
Right.
But I think I was maybe 19. I think when it came out, so it probably wasn't hit me at the right time. But I do remember how crazy Pokemon was, like conventions, and
Right.
it was an intense wave. But it kind of came out here after that. But I do like the designs of the characters. They're pretty cool.
Yeah. So Dragon Ball was arguably the first, I guess, successful shonen to go
Right.
mainstream here stateside, right? So
Right.
a shonen is a manga that is like geared towards an audience of young boys,
Okay.
right? So primarily or typically in a shonen, right, the main character is a young boy, right, and you're basically following along the character's like development and growth throughout the story,
Yeah.
right, so that the reader can sort of like relate immediately to that character and like the development and such.
Yeah.
So Dragon Ball was modeled after the Chinese myth of the Monkey King,
Right. Okay.
right? So that's why, like, when you look at the earlier Dragon Ball stuff, Goku has a tail.
Oh. All right.
Goku as a young boy had a tail, and he would use his pole. He had a staff, right? The power pole that would like extend to infinite lengths. When he would use it in battle.
Right. Was
So
there a card game attached to that
a
in
card
Dragon
game,
Ball? Yeah, because that was the
maybe
thing for a while,
later,
wasn't it? That was the thing for a
maybe
while, wasn't
later.
it?
I think the appeal to it was more so the comics, right?
Right.
And I think it was when we got to Dragon Ball Z, right, where Goku's already an adult, he's got kids of his own, that
it's like a newer generation, right? The
Yeah.
Because we meet a lot of the staple characters in Dragon Ball, right? He meets Krillin for the first time, and Krillin is like his rival in Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Piccolo was originally a villain in Dragon Ball. He meets Chi Chi for the first time, and then like in Dragon Ball Z, he and Chi Chi are married. They have Gohan, and Gohan is named after Goku's adopted grandfather.
Right. That's quite a lore to it, isn't it?
Yeah, which is what the basis of shonen is, right? So if you look at another popular shonen, Naruto, right?
Yes. Right.
Naruto starts off with the main character being a young boy, and he's going through his growing pains and being accepted, and
Yeah.
becoming a shinobi. But then when we get to Naruto Shippuden, now he's a young adult. You know, his friends have grown up. He's older. He's got different problems, and he's a little more developed in his skill set.
Right.
And now, currently, it's Boruto, where now Naruto is a Hokage, right? A master shinobi of his village, and now we're going through the the life story of his son.
Oh, nice.
You know what I mean? So
That's
it's
generational storytelling.
exactly, it's meant for you to grow along with the character, the
Yeah, that's
formula
cool.
of a shonen.
That doesn't feel so drive-by passenger as some of the Western cartoons where it's just this season. There's like a longer lasting sort of story, doesn't it?
At all. Yeah, and that's why I think there's such a huge appeal to
Yeah.
shonen manga, right? It's because there's a lot of groundwork that's laid down. You develop a genuine attachment to the characters because you know um they've been so
It's right.
so developed.
Yeah. Yeah. And they evolve and change with you. But I suppose even
Exactly.
the Pokemon one did too, didn't he? Didn't the character in Pokemon grow up and
Yeah, yeah.
Ash?
Like they like
Okay.
at Catch 'em, they just ended that.
Yeah.
They just ended Pokemon.
Right.
You
Well,
know,
that's a long series. Like that was what 93 or something. It came out here.
easily,
Yeah.
easily. And then you know, I just had this conversation with a buddy of mine the other day. The Pokemon franchise is like one of the top three, and I think it's like number two. One of the
Right.
top three like richest franchises in the world.
Jeez. In the world.
In the world,
That's massive.
and it's a staggering number that I think
Yeah.
Marvel falls below that. Not even
Jeez.
Marvel, not Marvel. Disney is
Yeah.
below Pokemon.
That's intense. That's a big claim, isn't it?
Yes.
That's a big claim.
So
What have you
just
got on Skeletor's belt buckle?
I'm doing the rivets,
Yeah.
like because I'm borrowing from like a few different iterations of the character.
Yeah.
So, cause I see one where the belt is flat,
Right.
right, and that's like the cartoon version.
Yes.
I see another version where there's like a bit of a buckle,
Yeah.
right? That I see on the toy. It looks like it's like a
A
very
weird head.
simple version of the ram.
Yeah. Almost like it's been like hammered and forged.
Right.
Like it's
like
a weird
forged
sort of
version of the rim.
yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I've decided yet. I was gonna go with your, the standard rivets.
Yep.
But now that I see that, there's so many different versions to go with.
It's got some cool attachments.
Yeah.
Man.
But as you guys can see, I'm kind of opening it up here. I'm gonna drop all this here into some shadows. Have some of these shadows kind of creep into his eyes a little bit.
Yes.
And drop a shadow from the top of the hood here. Right, so he's got kind of a Grim Reaper thing happening. And then I do like the red eyes. That's going to be a good addition to this.
So, fun fact: when Mark
Yep.
Taylor says that he designed Skeletor from the toy company,
Right.
he said he got the idea from the theme park he went to, like it would have been like a Coney Island sort of thing back then.
Right.
And they had a scary haunted house ride, and the guy in there was dressed like Skeletor. Didn't have quite the armor gear, but he had the hooded green mask and the green face, and that's what sort of seared into Mark Taylor's head as fear.
Ooh.
Why he designed Skeletor to look like that. There we go.
Interesting.
I think Mark Taylor passed last year, I believe, maybe.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's those guys are all getting on a bit now, the original designers.
Oh, of course.
Like we're talking 1979 they designed these, 1980.
Oof.
A while ago now. And they were the first to really, or one of the first to really build their own IP into a toy line. Most people were getting IP licenses.
Right.
Like Jason and the Argonauts or Battlestar Galactica, stuff like that.
Yeah. So down here just a bit. I think Skeletor would be the first character in this series that doesn't come out very bulky.
Right. You're going to do them a bit lean.
Yeah, a lot leaner.
The thing I think with Skeletor, and I've never really drawing Skeletor before, besides when I was a kid. I think it's the same trick as Ghost Rider. It's hard. You got to keep checking your proportion because I think I sometimes make the skull a little bit large.
Yeah. And
it makes the body out of proportion. And I had that issue with Ghost Rider. I had to keep bringing it in, and just keep checking my size, Because I thought if I put skin over that face, it's going to be a massive head.
Right.
So I had to keep checking it. Even now, like I'm doing Skeletors in an odd proportion and an odd pose, I've got to keep checking it,
Yeah. Yeah, I think what saves me here is the hood.
Yes.
Right, because
God bless the hood.
God bless the hood. I'm using like a bigger hood.
Yeah.
One that's not so I guess like form fitting like the toy.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yours almost looks like a little bit like the Revelations hood. The cartoon.
Yeah.
Where it's got a bit of a peak to it.
Right. Like I'm using more of a kind of like an executioner's hood.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So that we get that sort of like cascade at the base of the hood as it like rests on the shoulders.
Rather than sort of like the old gypsy lady in a medieval town kind of hood where it kind of hugs the face. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't go with the face hugging hood either. I kind of wanted the bulge happening at the bottom.
Yeah, it's a cooler looking hood.
You got to have a bulge, and then it shows movement too. Like it shows that the head's moving around because he doesn't have hair or anything, so you got to have something happening on there. Says the two men with no hair. I need to get a hood. That's the learning from today. I need a hood.
That's the same thing that's the same thing my grandbaby said. She's 2 years old, and she's sitting on my lap, and she notices, she like pats my head with her little hand, and she goes, "Papa, you don't have hair on your head, Papa. You got no hair on your head." I'm like, "No, baby, Papa doesn't have hair on his head. It's on his face." And she goes, on your chin, Papa, your chin, and then she like pats my little patch.
Yeah, that's great. Isn't it about then that Melissa leans in and is just laughing in the background? I can just see that.
Man, she
laughing.
loves it.
That's
she
right. You're bald.
Absolutely loves it. She loves it.
You're freaking out. Just say, not yet. Not yet. It'll come back. It shall return. It's not over. I'm holding on.
See, this right here feels menacing. I like this.
That hand looks good, Kenny.
Thank you. I wanted it to feel kind of craggly, right? Yeah. To match the aesthetic of the toes.
Yes.
Let's bring this back out.
Those toes are rough.
Yeah.
These toes are rough. That's gonna be a leg cutter in bed. You know, he's gonna roll over.
Yeah, he's tearing the sheets up.
You're gonna lose half your calf muscle with those toes.
He is shredding the sheets. I make more.
I got my little blankie from the throne. I'll grab that.
My tootsie gets cold.
Makey blue toes. What if he gets up and looks in the mirror and goes, "This sucks. Like, I can't make this work at all. Like, I've got no face. I've got these weird things growing out of my elbow. I've got blue skin, people, and bad toenails. With all the magic, can't you do something? Like, you can't even like hair. Even like soft lens. You can't get a soft lens constantly. Constantly, you look like you're off of Days of Our Lives. You know? Yeah. Days of Our Lives. There's another reference for you.
Woo. That's probably one of the longest running soap operas in history.
Is it still going?
Man, you know what? I don't know.
It had to be like season a million.
I know that it was still going in like the late 90s. And I remember my mom watching that in the 80s.
Yes, same with mine. They were obsessed. And my cousin used to tape it. She used to tape all of them, like, because they were all linked together, she said. Like, they were Santa Barbara. I don't know, Bold and the Beautiful. But I mean, they're all linked.
Oh, wow. So it was like a big dramatic universe?
Yes. They were doing the Marvel Universe, the cinematic universe back then. The Days of Our Lives cinematic universe. I want to see a Days of Our Lives Endgame. That's what I want to see.
Ooh. When Susan Lucci comes back?
What was Jennifer Aniston's name? What was Jennifer Aniston's dad? Was it Kyriakis or get that in there? Get Victor Kyriakis. Why are these names just falling out of my head? I can't even remember my children's birthdays, but I remember Victor Kyriakis.
Priorities. It's
priority. The time slip.
You know what? Man. I think I'm gonna do the forged buckle on the belt.
Ooh, I did. I went with it.
I do like the way it looks, and I feel like it'll kind of, sort of like give me a nice little lineup right here in the center.
Yes.
Nice one. See, well, yeah. So it's kind of curved at the top, comes down like a pentagon.
Nice.
You get that nice fold right there. And then we get like these ram notches on the side here. And then we get the rivets.
He does have a cool design for his armor. Like,
Yeah,
they really hit it out of the park with this one. It works
absolutely.
so well.
And I think he's one of the few with like a very unique
Yes.
kind of setup. Because like outside of him, who else? I mean, like Man at Arms for sure.
Beastman, he's got an unusual. Although I suppose they all had a little bit of something, but they kind of all had a little bit of tooling that was slightly different.
Right.
But generally, like then you get the Moss Man and the, you know, the Beastman 2.0. Yeah, just they just put down glue and stuck him in the pine tree needles. And then you got like Stinkor, which is like Merman in Man at Arms armor. Like it's like up on the tooling a bit, you know. But that original run, like they had some pretty unique character, like Stratos.
Mm-hmm.
That's a unique character. Love that. Skeletor. Man at Arms. Like, what a great run. Merman.
Yeah.
What kid wouldn't want to play with that stuff? Like,
yeah, Merman for sure was definitely like very unique in
Coral
his
Sword.
The animal pelt for the trunks was weird.
Odd choice.
Because why
inappropriate? Yeah, it's like unnecessary, like, and inappropriate. Like it's like let's just go with that. Surely when they were sculpting, they'll go, "What are we doing? What the hell are we? Hey guys, what are we doing?"
Bottoms. We got more extra bottoms. Yeah, just go with that. Go with that.
I just want that scene. Want that scene where one guy just sticks his head in the cubicle up and goes, "Hey, what are we doing? What the hell is this?" It's like one guy woke up out of the Matrix. Like he took the blue pill and woke up. Hey, wait, what are we doing? What is this? The hell? Why do all of them have like skin? What?
What's with the fur trousers? The fur neck?
Why do we have to have that on every one of them? I get with Tila, but why Merman? Why Too Bad? And which side of the body puts it on? Like, what is that? Too much. Walks out, throws the table over, throws his bit of Sculpey into the ground. That's it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, he's got 5 of these, huh?
15 apps.
2, 3, 4. And we'll put the split here for 5. Drop that. I guess we can kind of flatten it here at the side, like so.
Like so, indeed.
And then the rivets. Yes. Get this leg muscle in. You get a little bit of the animal pelt kind of peeking through.
I do love his armor wraps too. They've all got the bolts hanging out the side of them.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Probably not very comfortable, but looks great.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything in any one of their designs that's like practical.
Like couldn't get in a car wearing this. Like it wouldn't
At
bend.
all.
You know,
At all.
No. I can't get a seatbelt on. It's itchy. Every time I think of that, I just think of the robot chicken Skeletor. It's always just mildly annoyed and everything all the time.
Those memes are great. I don't know if you've ever seen those memes where like it's a clip from the original show and Skeletor, like the voice will say something that's like completely like left field, and then he runs off. He runs off and I'll see you next time.
I love it.
You know,
I love that one where they were all in the car. just driving to work, and I had all the heroes in one car and all the villains in another
Yes,
car.
and it's stuck in traffic.
Yes. And I
Yeah.
had like Mumra, I had Cobra Commander, and Skeletor, and who else?
Yeah.
Oh, Lex Luthor in the car.
Yeah.
And
They're all stuck in traffic.
I think
I'm
the
gonna get out
heroes
and
are
walk.
scumbags. The heroes
Nah,
cut
but-
them off in traffic. Cut them off. Still their parking spot.
Uh-huh.
And that's
I'm gonna get
remember
out
this
and-
Skeletor let one rip with his morning burrito or something. And he wouldn't let the windows wind down. So
Oh,
funny.
that was so good. See, there we go. Get that little.
Yeah, look at those feet.
A little bit of that,
Glorious toenails.
the bottom of the foot there. Right. We get the bones and the toes. Right. Now this is a visual
Delight.
cue that I just went over with one of my kids on Thursday.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Explain. Let's do it.
So she's about 10, 11 years old, right? And I'm working with her regarding anatomy, right? So I gave her a few different like gestures to work with, right?
Uh-huh.
But the gestures, there were some that were leaning forward, and some that were leaning back, right? And all of them had a sense of depth, right? So
Yes.
the first illustration that she did, the composition was good, but the render that she came up with, the character looked like he was leaning back.
Right.
The reference, he's leaning forward.
Uh-huh.
So she's like, I don't understand what I did wrong. And I pointed it out to her, and I was like, well, because he's coming at us, if you pay attention to some of the curves, right?
Yeah.
The curves that tend to like curve downward towards the bottom of the sheet, right? Give us the implication or the indication rather that he's coming forward. It's kind of like I gave her this example, right? I showed her my can sharpener, my pencil, right?
Yep.
And then I tilted it this way.
Right.
So just based off of that curve, we know that the can is coming towards us.
Right.
But then if we look at it this way, right? Looking at that same bottom curve as it goes upward and it's curving towards the top of the sheet, it's leaning back.
Yeah.
So, when I was able to do that and she looked at it and seen the pattern in the way the leg was positioned to where now, the curves tend to be pointing upward towards the top of the page, it reads like that leg is coming at us.
Right.
Right? Versus, the leg that's supposed to be stretched back in space, the curves will point downward towards the bottom of the page, giving us the illusion of depth.
And that word used before implications, like you look at how you parted the armor on his waist there around his leg as his leg moving forward. I mean, that's all part of that cause and effect we talked about last lesson.
Yes.
Last lesson. See, I'm in teacher mode still. Last episode. Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard to stop. It's hard to stop.
Yeah. The terminology is in there all week long, subconscious.
Oh yeah. Let's see. Man, I think I may raise his toes a little higher.
Okay.
Like I may line up his toes this way, up here, so that I get more of the heel coming down.
Right. So it's shifting our perspective towards the ground a bit more, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we're kind of slightly looking up. It's like we've been hit and we're collapsed. We're on our sort of knees and looking up at coming forward.
I feel like if I shift the leg up, or rather the foot up a little higher,
Yeah.
we'll get more energy in that step.
Yes. Yeah.
We'll get more energy in that step.
I mean, you could even take that lower leg longer if you wanted to. I mean, because of that angle.
Yeah.
Would give it more length as we're looking up. You
True.
could easily get away with that. The hand and forearm looks great, Kenny.
Thank you.
You did the belt buckle, the forged belt buckle.
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think we'll do 1, 2, 3. Do the little pads underneath the foot, and then flatten the heel.
Nice.
And then sharpen that toe. Boom. Actually, let's correct this just a little bit. Bring the heel in a little more centered to the leg. And flatten it there. There we go. That feels better.
I'm just noodling around the armor at the moment on his chest, just trying to get all those, how it all interlocks.
Yeah.
Because it's very tricky.
That's a great perspective.
It's tricky. It's really pushing me a bit today, but I think probably because I'm a little bit exhausted. But just trying to get that angle.
Yeah.
So I'm doing him sort of up against like the upper tower of Grayskull with the sky behind him.
Yeah.
Almost like there's something happening. So there's a bit of foreshortening on this one. This staff is going to basically be sort of going upwards, and that's assuming that part of the paper.
I gotcha.
Which means that there's a bit of work to do down here. I'm going to have to lengthen a lot of this out because we're getting closer towards our body is. The temptation is to not always keep that proportion right, and then suddenly you're working at eye level again, and that throws it all out a bit. So if I really was looking up at Skeletor, how much of that would I see? You know, that's
right.
sort of, I have to keep reminding myself that what's going to drop off and what will not.
See how we'll get. That one sort of fade out. Get more of these. Move downward.
Big question for you. Are you going to do nipples on Skeletor?
No. Not at all.
No nips.
No nips. He doesn't have lips. Why would I give him nips?
No nips, no lips. That's the rule.
No nips,
Let's
no lips.
with that.
No nips, no lips.
No lips. Sorry, but not sorry. Is what it is.
There we go. That feels pretty good. Starts to feel pretty good. All right. Pull back a bit so we can see that whole shot.
No nips, no lips.
No, sir. There we go. Oh, the camera's a little tilted. Now let's bring that back. That's better. That's better. All right, so now let's get the staff in there. With the
with the Kilbara overbite.
Never noticed that till now. The capybara skull.
There we go. Put that in there. A little cheekbone, brow bone. Oof, am I running out of lead here? Running out of the lead. Time to sharpen.
It kind of reminds me of the. Do you remember the Judge Dredd villains, the Dark Judges?
Yes.
How Mortis had this cow skull or the horse's skull for a head.
Ah, yes.
Reminds you of that a little bit, you know.
Wait, does the staff have a jaw? I think the staff has a jaw.
Was it just the upper teeth?
That's what I'm looking
I'll
at. Oh, it does have a jaw.
Yep, it's got a lower.
It does
So
have a jaw.
it's like an antelope, kind of not an antelope.
Yeah.
Weird.
Oh, weird.
Looking at his gauntlets on the original drawing, I'll just bring it up again. They're weirdly textures, like he's got a skin problem. Like he's got dermatitis or something. Like, look at this. Look at that on that left arm. It's kind of like manky and lumpy. Like
It's got some heavy flaking.
Like he's got a little bit of dermatitis or maybe a mild burn victim. Mild. Like you've been in a chemical fire or something. Mucking around with that stuff in the bottom of his dungeon. It did him well. Melted his face off and gave him some chemical burns.
He's down there toiling.
I think we just set his history now, Kenny. This is how he lost his face. Chemical burn fire with his mucking around with his little chemical set.
Down there toiling in the depths.
Toiling. You shouldn't have done it. You shouldn't have. Don't do it.
Oh, it's Snake Mountain, no?
Was he Snake Mountain or was that Hordak? He did have Snake Mountain, didn't he?
I can't remember.
Yes, he did. But that came later. Like, I feel like Snake Mountain didn't come till later. Because it's just Grayskull at the beginning, wasn't it? He was homeless. He was kind of roaming around trying to get in that Grayskull. He's probably living in a cave somewhere, trying to get in the Grayskull. Because I don't remember. Snake Mountain wasn't the original run, was it?
I don't remember. I do remember him being inside of a mountain.
Yeah.
I do remember the inside of the mountain.
In the cartoon, he had a little cave or something like a cabins, but then maybe by the time the cartoon came, I don't know. I need to do a bit of research. I think I'm sounding like a fool again. Need to get my research done.
Let's do it quick.
Where's the vet? We need a vet to do our
Know.
research.
Let's see. Where was his base of operations? Let's see. Snake Mountain. It was Snake Mountain.
Yeah. But was that at the beginning? I need to find out.
It was Snake Mountain because they needed a polar opposite of Grayskull.
Let's have a look here.
That. Get that shaft.
So Snake Mountain came in season 1. I'm reading season 1 of He-Man. In the Golden Discs of Knowledge. The Skeletor built Snake Mountain with wisdom he learned from the Golden Discs of Knowledge, which he stole from Xanthor, the member of the Council of the Wise. So that sounds like a cool arc in a comic book.
Yeah.
Oh, so here we go. That's why I got confused. So then in She-Ra, reveals in the episode reunions that during the invasion of Hordak and the Evil Horde, Snake Mountain was used as a Horde base.
Gotcha. Okay. Now,
So in the toy range,
in the show, was She-Ra in the future?
no, I think she was current. I just think she was in like the next planet over or something because there's lots of planets.
Gotcha. I couldn't remember if like they ran parallel, right? Like the events of She-Ra and He-Man.
Right. Because they link it closely in the Kevin Smith one, don't they? They bring it sort of together.
Yeah.
Right. So it was less distant, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of made him a mentor and so it came out in 1984. So that would have been 3 years after the original run.
Oh wow.
So yeah, so Grayskull was first, and then they brought out the Snake Mountain.
Gotcha. Let's see here. I think we're in good shape. We're in good shape. Drop a little shadow here underneath this jaw. Rib cage. A little bit of emphasis here in the abdomen. And we're going to need to drop shadow here. And I think a bit here too.
I love the little metal bat emblem he's got on his chest too. That's cool.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of like Hordak's got one too, doesn't he?
Yeah. Yeah.
What's that all about? We're doing a franchise? Like, what's happening here? They weren't part of the gang?
Uh-huh.
Gang signs.
Back gang, back gang.
Okay.
Back gang.
Skeletor. Incompetent. Middle management Skeletor.
I'm telling you. Let me drop some shadows here. And there is Tootsies.
Tootsies. As good as the man at arms taking his boots off and the armor.
Oh.
The breathe out. Yes.
What a day.
It's impossible. I need a day off.
Let's see here. That's pretty good. Shadow drop right about there. And then I'm thinking like a mist, maybe.
Yes. I'm going to throw a bit of smoke in there. You kind of got it with Skeletor. He's got to have some sort of creepy, mystical sorcery going on, and a smoke machine.
Yeah.
Always a smoke machine.
And I'm thinking like faces in the mist.
Ooh, that's cool.
Right? Like kind of like the opening to Scooby-Doo.
Yes.
Like
The overlay.
Faces.
The overlay of the villains.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the stuff.
That's the gear. That's the good
That's
stuff.
That's the good stuff. I'm thinking like maybe a swirl kind of deal. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go. So that the circle doesn't need to be perfect. Welcome. We have cheese and wine.
What? Now he's having dinner parties like Hannibal Lecter.
Not the lovely dress you're wearing. Is that a brooch? I'm more of an ascot man myself.
Is that taffeta? Is that velour? Is that a velour dress?
Try the Hot Pockets. They're delicious.
You got Merman walking around with your nerves.
Don't give him direct eye contact. He gets nervous.
It's edgy. You might say he's not on his meds. They all know. They all nod, not looking at him awkwardly. Looking down their cigarette. You know, those little special holders of the cigarettes, the cigarette holders. Yeah. Oh, yes, look at these. He does have a vacant stare. Skeletor was right. It's got fish lips. I'm staying away from that cat. Why is he serving, like, caviar? Isn't that disturbing? Has he not figured out that Merman serving caviar?
It's a sick joke I like to play on him. He doesn't know any better.
And they're all laughing and looking over their shoulders. Merman doesn't get it.
I trained him wrong on purpose.
That's it. Yeah. I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
Good. This is coming together.
That portal looks good, man.
It's coming together.
Yeah.
I think I will add faces sort of like swirling about.
Yes. Yes.
Kind of like Shang Tsung from Mortal Kombat when he steals souls.
Yes.
Yeah. That's
Mortal
what
Kombat.
Yeah. Hardcore.
It's the real deal. How many little armor strappies has he got on his waist? That's what I need to look at. Hang on. 5? Yes, 5. He's got the middle piece, the middle one.
Oh yeah, it's 5. Yeah.
That middle one's quite chunky, isn't it? Like,
yeah,
trying to get the coverage.
Of course. I mean,
Did he wear that to the dinner party?
I think so. It's a conversation piece.
Kind of feel like he needs to wear the Hugh Hefner robe walking around the dinner party. The burgundy robe.
Yes.
Yes,
we
quite
have
a bit
beer and wine outside.
And who's serving the beer and wine? That's all I don't know. Which character? Evelyn.
Yes, Evelyn.
No, she'd have to be next to him entertaining the guests because he'd go off on weird tangents, I imagine. She'd have to bring him back, like touching him on the elbow. He does this. Don't worry.
Evelyn correcting everyone in the party. My name is Evelyn. I'm
Evelyn.
French.
It is Evelyn. It's Frankenstein.
Woo. I absolutely loved that part
Yes,
from Young Frankenstein.
that's one of my favorites. It's almost like our holiday movie in our family.
Yeah.
We just rip out quotes all week long. Like we'll grab the dog. We grab our dog and go, "This is a good boy. This is a nice boy." Dog's looking at us like, "What?"
It's Frankenstein.
It's Frankenstein.
Woo.
So good.
Oh, it's so good.
I don't think there's not a funny scene in that entire film.
No, that
Laugh
movie,
all the way through it.
all the way through it. I don't think Mel Brooks has done like a bad movie.
No.
Hey, Chris, you're back.
The Return of Chris Foreman.
There was a busted pipe.
In a world where plumbing is a
was
problem.
the only one who could repair it.
He had the tools.
He had the tool. He could make it better.
We can make our own movie here, Chris, just with your adventures.
He was Chris Foreman.
They had his family. He had to go in with the tools to save the city. It's like Escape from New York with Chris Foreman.
One man.
One man. One
busted pipe.
Sorry, Chris.
Everyone get down. Get down again.
As massive, like tidal wave of rushing water explodes out of the street. You see Chris walking towards camera. This summer, the piper, the plumber. Get down. Get down again. Is that the comedian you shared with me where he's talking about?
Yes, Paulo
Reeves in there as
Francisco.
well? And the Keanu Reeves they just had me.
They wanted his tortillas.
They wanted his tortillas. And I had the Keanu Reeves was just perfect. You know?
They went too far.
That's right. He said we went too far. Why did we go so far?
He is fantastic.
Oh, it was the best. It was the best. And I don't even know, because we were just going on that silly rant of the trailer voiceovers, and that guy was doing it already.
Dude, like he's the best. Like I think that was one of the bits in his act that made him like really popular when he started doing the movie voice.
Yeah, I love the movie voice because we all know it so well. Like,
yeah,
I was watching that. I have played in the background that documentary on all the horror VHS that came out in the 80s. Into the Darkness is called, and they show the beginning part of the trailer for every movie they're reviewing.
I love it.
Sometimes it's just the word of the movie. Like the guy didn't even put in a world. They didn't even do that. It was just alligator. That's it. Just the word and like the title, like just there, like alligator. Or sometimes he'll do like a little bit of the tagline under it, like alligator. He'll get you in the end. Oh, that's it. That's it. Like, that would have been the days when he would have driven in and done that. Like, that wouldn't have been, you could just stream that over the internet. Like, he would have had to go into the studio and recorded like 100 alligator. Do it again. More feeling alligator. Less feeling alligator. Like, how many times? I remember my friends and I used to joke, like, imagine having that guy as your dad. Like, imagine him, like, giving you a lecture. Like, it'd be, really, Dad, can we speed this up a bit? Does that have to be every word sounded out?
Yes.
You must do better in your reports.
Better.
Why? Time for your beating.
Trash day.
And really banal things like pass the gravy, like at the dinner table.
It's the gravy.
Pass the gravy. Dad, ask me normally and I'll pass. If you ask me normally without your preview voice, I will pass you the gravy.
Pass the gravy.
Pass the gravy. Stop with the trailer voice, Dad. Give me normal voice and you'll get the gravy. That's all you have to do. Just say, pass the gravy. Pass the gravy. I can't do it.
In a world where the potatoes are dry.
He does an intro for every sentence. In a world where I cannot see past the gravy. I now have a dry dinner.
He needed gravy.
Starts talking in third person. Dad needed the gravy.
So I think I'm ready to move on to the next phase here.
You are.
I got my Skeletor in.
You are.
Got my portal in place. We got the composition set up. So now what would be left? Actually, you know what? I think maybe like some mist or like some dusting being kicked up from the swirl of the
Are you doing any of the groundwork that he's stepping onto, or are you just going to leave that?
Yeah. I'm going to render that.
So
I think it would be a good idea to like have like light being cast on the ground from the portal.
Yes.
Right, but like some dust being kicked up from the swirl. Just for dramatic effect.
Love that.
All right. And I think, on the next episode, I can start laying in my flats.
Yes, I'll be the same, I think. I'm just going to finish rendering the skull and the hand, and I think I'll be in the same position, really. So this shouldn't take much longer, really, to get those areas in. And I'm going to give him the lumpy forearms.
Okay, yeah.
Listed sort of look that was on the drawing. That's kind of creepy. I'm going with that.
Mm-hmm.
It's gross and amazing.
So Will, who do we currently have in the room?
Well, we got Chris Borman, I'm assuming. I think we had a few drift in and out. We've got 2 logged into your Wilding Studios and 1 on mine. So I think we've got 3 in the room with us. But we have been going for 2 hours and 20 minutes. So we have been going for a bit. And it must be about, what time is it your place over there? It must be getting late.
It is about 9:30 p.m. Friday night.
Yeah. Okay, there you go. There you go.
I'm thinking
that we can set up our wheel.
Oh, yes. Do you want me to bring that up while I'm sketching?
Made some names in here. We have Chris Borman.
Yes. We got Andrew.
And Chris.
I know Yvette did a lot of the Chris Borman did the we got Yvette did a lot of the comments and sharing last week. I remember seeing that come up. Who else do we have in here today with us?
Let's drop Yvette in there.
Yeah. Got Dre Studios.
Got Andrew.
What about Gamer Girl? What about Gamer Girl?
Gamer Girl was working. Like Gamer Girl was
trying to get some work.
She's doing a bit of hustle. She was like a drive-through ad, like a billboard, like a YouTube ad.
Chris, we got Andrew. Let's see. Let us see who else we can throw in here. So if there is anyone else that would like to be entered in the giveaway that we're doing tonight, we're giving away the Man-at-Arms head study
Yep.
that the Will illustrated. And along with the Man-at-Arms head study, we're also giving away a custom sketch card of whatever you want, really. So I will show you guys what the card looks like, right? So this is my own branded sketch cards, right? The Wild Inks W will always be on the bottom there, right? And it will be signed in the back. These are guaranteed to be one of one, right? And as you can see, not very flimsy, right? This is your standard card here, right? Card stock. You see how flimsy that is? Mine not so flimsy, right? So you get a nice heavy card stock with these sketch cards.
Nice.
And if you're curious to see any samples of sketch cards that I've done prior, you can simply just go to any one of the handles on the bottom of the screen there on Instagram, and I've got plenty of sketch card art that's posted up on there.
And
so
if
there is anyone else, yes, especially on Etsy as well, I do tons of that stuff. So as it stands, I'm seeing 3. We had Dre Studios on earlier, so you can drop Dre Studios in there. Dre. So
you ready to share that screen? I'll put it up.
Yes, sir. I will.
Although you can do that from your end, I think, can't you? Or do I have to do that? Have we lost Kenny, or is he still there? So while Kenny's figuring out the wheel of rewards, oh, here he comes now. I'm just going to add him to the stage. Here we go. There you are. Nice.
All right. So we got Yvette, we got Chris, we got Andrew, and Dre Studios. All right, and here we go.
Off the Dre. Is it spinning? Oh.
Ooh, Dre Studio.
It froze on screen, Kenny. Oh.
It is Dre Studios, apparently.
Okay.
Dre Studios
We have the winner.
is the
There
winner
we
of the
go.
giveaway.
Very cool. So
So
Dre needs to
Dre
send us
Studios,
your
at any
details.
point, if you're let me close this out.
Nice. There we go.
There we go.
So Dre Studios is our winner.
So Dre Studios is our winner. Dre, if you watch this on the back end, shoot either me or Will a DM via Instagram. Right, the Instagram handles are on the bottom of the screens. Wilding Studios or Wildings Ken or Art of Will Playden, and
Yep.
we'll get you set up with the giveaway, homie.
Yes. Including sending us your address so we can post that stuff to you. It'll be all good.
Absolutely. And letting me know what you would like on the sketch card, so I can get that straight away.
And we will be doing more of these.
Indeed. Yes, indeed. Dre Studios. As a matter of fact, let me check out his YouTube because he jumped on via YouTube. And I'll reach out to him if he's got some contact info on there. And then yeah, we can get him
Hooked up.
totally set up with a shipping address and so forth.
Nice. Congratulations, Dre Studios.
Yes,
Well done.
congrats, Dre. So we'll do another one on the tail end of Skeletor.
Yes.
And so there'll be more opportunities to walk away with something here. And it's
Stay tuned.
like I mentioned, it's Will and I's way of giving back and saying thank you guys for the support that you guys show every week.
Yes, indeed. Indeed. Well, I'm kind of sort of just about done. I'm really ready to just sketch in the stuff, really.
Yeah.
I've done a lot of decision makings around where lighting's falling. I think I'm going to change it probably a little bit more in a few spots, the alterations, because it is such an unusual pose. And then we'll be ready to start rendering paint on next time we join.
That really is a great pose, because
It's different.
it's very different. And I think what I find to be the most striking about the pose, it feels unnatural.
Yeah, awkward.
You know what I mean? Like it doesn't feel human. Like it's human, but
Yeah.
it doesn't feel human. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
Like,
yeah. And I wanted him to be cowering. Like he's a fearful creature. And I wanted him to feel that. Like terrifying, and like things that act in fear are scary. They're unpredictable.
yes.
So. All right. Well, I think we'll call it there for today, Kenny. And do you want to give a shout out and thanks to all of the streaming platforms we're on and the people involved?
Yes. Shout out to everybody that's tuning into the stream on YouTube, on Twitch, and on Facebook. Will and I do this every Friday, and the general purpose behind these art challenges that Will and I do are not only so that we can grow as artists, but it's also to sort of like challenge ourselves as illustrators, right? So that we do things outside of our comfort zones. Right? It's the only way that we can keep that art muscle sharp
Yes,
and remain students of this craft. And if along the way you guys in the audience have learned something, then it's an even greater benefit. You know, Will and I also come from teaching art, so it serves twofold. Being able to do this and share this with you guys.
for sure. Absolutely. So thanks again. Just like Kenny said, thanks for joining us again this week as we traverse the perils of the Master of the Universe realm, one character at a time, trying to make sense of the amazing insanity, which is what attracted us to the properties to begin with. We will continue this again next week. And thanks for joining us. And remember, as a last reminder, to please jump onto all the platforms, like, subscribe, and notify. It does help us out a lot, especially with the YouTubes. And even just sharing out a post or sharing it out to people that maybe that might be interested that haven't been able to see the show before now. So thanks again, and we will see you next time.
See you guys.